If your house was on fire and after yourself, your family, and your pets, to include your goldfish, are safe and sound, which five thrash albums out of your collection would you go back and save? Hey everybody, Sean here with Some Dude in Texas. Welcome back. And as always, if you're new to the channel, hey, thanks for stopping by. So, we'll have some fun with this one, right? So if your house was burning down and you had, a chance to go back and only save five of your thrash albums out of your collection, which ones would it be? So like I said, let's have some fun with this. If you want to make a response video and tag me, man, go for it. Or if you just want to leave your comments, your five albums in the comments below, that's cool too. So let's go ahead and let's get started. So it's no particular order. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Some of the reasons why maybe going back and saving them could be nostalgic reasons. It could be maybe they're just hard to find. Maybe the value of them. Maybe they were expensive. Or just maybe because I like them. But anyway, we'll go ahead and get started. Now this first one here, this is probably the band that really got me into the heavy stuff. There were other thrash bands that I knew of, maybe Slayer and of course Metallica, Megadeth, and Anthrax. But this one, man, they were just a little bit heavier, kind of that borderline death metal. But that would be this band right here, Believer, and their first album, Extraction from Idolatry. Now, y'all have seen me talk about this one before. Now, this one is hard to find. Luckily, is it Bombs Works? They re-released this a few months ago and made it affordable, right? Now, original pressings of this, man, go for stupid money. I've seen for a couple $100. I've even seen like $100 for one that was just like marked as good. So I was glad that they reissued this one, and it's still kind of a limited run. I think they're probably, the place where I got it at, was it Overstock, Boone's Overstock? I think they're probably already out, and I'm sure people are, selling these for a jacked up price already. But this was just such a killer album, man. I remember I was probably like, I think it came out in 88 originally, 89. So I was 15 years old, and a buddy of mine had it on tape, gave it to me, man, and I just fell in love with it, just dug it, man. And I've y'all heard on some of the previous episodes, I actually was fortunate enough to see them later on their second album, but just a killer album, man, just heavy, heavy thrash metal. Like I said, borderline death metal, a lot more heavier than what Metallica, Anthrax, Megadeth were putting out at that time. Just great album, man. Once again, Believer, Extraction from Mortality. All right, next one. This band is also probably along the lines of Believer, man. Just kind of that heavy, technical, borderline, almost death metal. Texas band too, man. Got to show a little love. But I heard these guys a little bit later. It was after this album was released. I think originally, this came out in 91. I think I heard it late 92, 93. A buddy of mine had it on tape. Let me check it out, man. And once again, just dug it. Probably same thing on this one. And this is a reissue. But anyway, I'll quit yakking. Here it is. Devastation. Idolatry. Killer album. Like I said, band out of Texas, man, from Corpus Christi. I think original pressings of this one is probably going for stupid money as well. This is a reissue I picked up pretty reasonable. Man, just once again, love this album. Kind of that technical thrash, almost kind of borderline death metal. But man, some of the, Free Will is killer. Always like Idolatry, the title track, man. Just killer riffs on that. Forsaken Hatred, man, that's a killer song too. Got a cool riff at the end of it. But great album, man. Haven't seen there, like I said, it's reissue, but I don't think I have seen an original pressing out in the wild. So when this one came up, I went ahead and grabbed it, even though it was a reissue. But man, one of my must-haves. Definitely would go back and save it. Devastation, Idolatry. All right, next one. Now this one, I mean, you can call it, same thing, thrash, technical, borderline death. Originally, the band was considered a death metal band. This one album here really kind of took me to that next level. Had me going, searching for stuff heavier, more technical, kind of that gateway into death metal. But man, the almighty Sepultura, Arise. Man, just love this album, man, to this day. I think it's this and Schizophrenia are probably my favorite Sepultura, Max albums with Max and Igor in it. And I always loved the artwork on this, man. The first time I saw it, just thought that was crazy. I think what got me into this, if I remember correctly, it was a video on Headbangers Ball. They would always do the heavier stuff on that second album. I think it was Dead Embryonic Cells is what I saw. And like the next day, went out and I bought it on tape. Man, just loved it, man. Just heavy. And also, I think Believer, I saw a picture of them and one of the guys was wearing this shirt too. So that kind of had me kind of go in that direction as well, because I was really a big Believer fan at that time. But man, I mean, classic album, awesome. Like I said, this is pretty readily available as a reissue, not rare now. Original pressing, yeah, definitely going for stupid money as well. But just killer album, man, love it. Sepultura, Arise. All right, the next one, a band I just came across, I don't know, man, 6-7 months ago. Never heard of them. Going through probably Amazon Music, and it popped up, and I just remember seeing the album cover and just going, man, this looks cool. Got to be something heavy. But that mid to late 80s, yeah, 1986, speed metal, thrash metal, Whiplash, Power and Pain. This is a reissue as well. I just love it, man. It's got that kind of reminds me of the old school Metallica, the Kill 'Em All vibe. A little bit of speed metal with some thrash. Just real raw, 3-piece band. Guys just kill it, man. A lot of energy, just in your face. Like I said, just came across them. I've listened to some of the other stuff that they put out, but man, I think this one is just, it's the best. Just killer. All right, Whiplash, Power and Pain. All right, last one here. Came across, I've talked about this one too. Came across one of my local go-to shops. Never heard of the guys. I got this in probably about 3-4 months ago. Saw it and I was like, man, it looks heavy. Flipped it over to the back. I was like, yeah, this is definitely not a hair band. Checked it out real quick on my phone. It was just heavy, old school, mid-80s thrash metal. But once again, Indestructible, Noise Command, Razorback. I've, like I said, never heard of the band. Haven't seen the reissue. Haven't seen the original pressing. This one was very reasonable. I think I paid $20 for it. And I think it's just one I would have to go back and save. Don't know if I'd able to, find another one. But killer. Also, they go by INC. But just that good raw mid-80s kind of speed / thrash metal that was just coming out at that time. Man, killer album. Indestructible, Noise Command, plus cool album work. Album cover as well, but Razorback. All right, man, it's a pretty quick episode here. Like I said, man, let's have some fun with this, man. If y'all want to do a response video, man, have at it. If y'all just want to leave some comments on what your 5, have to save thrash albums are, do that as well. But that wraps up this episode. And as always, man, I appreciate y'all watching, taking time out of y'all's day to watch my videos. And until next time, y'all take care.